Yo guys, what's up? Today's video is going to be all about a massive mistake a lot of creators make without realizing it, and it's one that I don't see gets enough shine. It doesn't get talked about nearly enough. And it's a big reason why so many creators see the value in posting organic content, branding, creating content ecosystems. They do it for a little bit, maybe a couple months, burn out because they're not seeing the results they want, and then stop doing it, realize that ad costs are going up, things are getting way harder when they don't have as reputable of a brand, when they're not posting content consistently, when their ecosystems are dry and they're trying to force client acquisition. Then they go, oh, I should have been posting content anyway. Try something new, maybe hire somebody differently, get a different agency, try a different angle, copy whatever is working out there, and then a couple months later end up quitting just like they did 5 or 6 months earlier. And this hamster wheel that people get on is so ridiculous when you look at it through the lens I'm about to tell you. And once you kind of see it this way, you will never view posting content the same ever again. And the big paradigm shift that I want you to understand is that not every single piece of content needs to hit. What does hit mean? Well, it can mean a different thing for everybody. Some people think that every piece of content needs to go viral. Some people think every piece of content needs to get a lot of engagement. Some people think every piece of content needs to bring in a bunch of leads, close more deals, etc. Open some massive door for them with another creator or business owner or opportunity. But they think that they need to get this massive dopamine hit from every single piece of content they post. And as soon as one piece doesn't do well or gets lower amounts of views or lower amounts of engagement, they think, oh shit, it's not working. And they stop or they freak out or they blame the agency they're working with or their intern isn't doing a good enough job. And they're in this constant roller coaster of emotions when if they actually focused on something else that actually is going to bring them better results in the long run, they wouldn't have this issue. And before I tell you what to focus on, I want to first say that this roller coaster that most people are on of just constantly changing things, and I get this. When I ran my agency, I ran into a lot of people like this. Micromanaging every single engagement impression, and if it didn't work 3 days later, they'd freak out, want to change everything, need to have a meeting, everything needs to change, and they'd lose their mind. And the reason why this happens is because they don't have any emotional regulation. It's like a lot of people who are doing well in the stock market, a lot of people who do well with trading say that success with trading, success with the stock market, crypto, isn't about technicality or skill or knowing the market. It's actually about emotional mastery, emotional regulation. Can you wait when you know you need to wait, even if something isn't appearing or materializing right away? Can you take action when you know you need to take action? And can you walk away from it the rest of the day trading once you've had a good enough hit and you don't want to get too lost in it? You end up gambling more than you should, and then you lose a bunch of money. Now, I'm not a huge trader. I'm not big in that space, but working with people in that space is advice that I see coming up a lot. Don't master the market, master yourself, master your emotions. And it's the same thing with content because, you could say everything has a market. Content has a market. Algorithms have a market. There are more creators online than ever before. And there's way less, I shouldn't say way less people, but the amount of time that people are spending watching content is starting to decrease. So there's only so many views to go around. Don't freak out if your posts don't get as many views as before. You should ask yourself, is this a valuable piece of content that somebody who I'm trying to reach is going to find valuable or they're going to connect with? Or it's another brick that I'm putting in this house I'm building called my personal brand that is going to allow them to see the body of work I've put together to connect with me more. Because the lens that you should be looking at is, what am I going to do in order to maximize success for myself 5, 10, 15 years down the line? Can I post consistently? It doesn't have to be every day. I personally post twice a day on Instagram. I post once a week on YouTube because that's the schedule that I can do. That's what I've committed to. It feels great. I want to see what I can do posting multiple times a day on Instagram. Can I post consistently with the schedule that I can do the most of every single week, week in, week out? What happens if I do that for a year without expecting anything? What happens if I can do that for 3 years? 5 years without doing anything, without expecting anything? Because what you're trying to do, I really like Caleb Ralston's definition of branding. Branding is just the pairing of two things together. I really like that definition because the brand then becomes the thing that comes as a result of that. It's what people think of when they see you on social media. If you are intentionally branding, what he says is you take things that are relevant and pair them intentionally with who you are and what you talk about, then you'll have an intentional brand and people will actually look forward to seeing your content because they know the themes that they're getting when your content comes up on the page. When you look at it through that lens, you realize that not every piece of content needs to hit because you're in it for the long run. Views aren't now the most essential part of the equation because you're understanding that this is a long-term project. I'm building a house. The foundation needs to be solid. Is the messaging there? Is there depth to this message? Am I speaking to my target audience's emotional motivators? Is this going to make a difference for them? Because let's say you on average get 2,000 views on a post. You get 400. However, that 400 viewed post moves the needle in a massive way for 5 people. That is so much more effective than a video that gets 2,000 views but isn't moving the needle for anybody. And also, you fail to understand that if you don't take into account compound interest, it doesn't work on your side, right? Albert Einstein said that it's the 8th wonder of the world, and he who understands it has it work in his favor. He who doesn't suffers it in a big way. It's not about getting dopamine now, squeezing as much money out of your audience as you can right now. It's not about attracting all these eyeballs and having them love you and understand who you are and trust you. Trust is at an all-time low in today's market. And the only way you're going to build trust is by steadily building. If you post consistently over a period of time, that's all. I was trying to think of another word other than consistent. But you post consistently, week in, week out, that's going to see far better results than you blasting content for 3 weeks, not going viral or not getting as many clients as you want, and striking out, quitting, changing, and thinking it's stupid. For example, I only have 3,000 followers on Instagram, 3,200, something like that. And I have started generating leads for an offer that I haven't even fully built out yet. I've had multiple people message me, hey, how can I work with you? Hey, I want to hire you. Hey, I've been loving your content recently. Hey, this is great. How can you help me out? How can I do XYZ? I've also had 2 7-figure brands ask me to move across the world in order to lead their marketing. I have 3,000 followers. I have not had a single post in the year hit 10K views. Multiple on 2 separate occasions. One asked me to move out to Spain. One asked me to move out to the US, to America. Because the level of connection that I'm building with my content is resonating extremely effectively. I didn't know how to finish that sentence. And that's my point. Build brick by brick. Not every shot needs to be like this step back 3 over 2 guys in the foul, or like this post or dunk on 2 people and 1, and like every possession just you fucking dunking on people or like jacking threes from the logo. If you had a basketball player who played like that, you'd think he was a fucking idiot. And he would get clowned on all the time because that's just obviously ridiculous. You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember this, but when LaMelo Ball was in high school, one play went crazy viral because on the opening tip, he caught it, pointed at the logo, pulled it, cash money. I think the next game he tried it, and the dude blocked him. And everybody clowned him because he looked ridiculous for trying to pull this crazy stunt instead of just getting good looks. Do not underestimate the power of good looks. Do not underestimate the power of really resonating with your message on an emotional level, on an energetic level, because other people are going to see that and they're going to resonate with it. Your vibe attracts your tribe. If you create from a high frequency, high resonant level, speaking to people who you are also trying to find from that high frequency, you're going to find them. I haven't grown tons of followers. In fact, I've got a lot of people unfollow me, which is great because I started this account, oh my goodness, 4 or 5 years ago now, and I was doing stand-up comedy at the time. So a lot of people who've been following me for a long time were like people from high school, stand-up comedians, randoms, and a lot of them have unfollowed me, which I think is great because they don't resonate with the branding that I'm building. They don't resonate with the message that I have. That's awesome. I've steadily increased followers because I think over the last month it was about 77 new followers and like 65 unfollows. So for every person who's unfollowing me and not resonating, there's new people coming in and seeing my content and actually wanting to follow me. And I got followed by an account over 250,000 follows, over 250,000 followers, and he's growing like crazy. I think he had 100K like a month or 2 ago, and he's just seeing this meteoric growth. But again, because the messaging is there, other people are starting to take notice, and it's allowing me to attract the right kind of people. Don't mistake more attention for good attention. It might be. It doesn't mean that it's not. But you have to focus on the quality of the people you're trying to attract first before you go for volume. And that means understanding when you play this game in the long run, not every single video is going to hit. I had a moment in time for about a month or a month and a half, like a 30 to 45 day period, where like every video was hitting 300 to 400 views. And that's about the lowest it gets for me. I've had some videos hit like 280, 290, but then they slowly crawl over the 300 mark after like a couple days. That to me is kind of my indicator of how much Instagram will, or how little Instagram will push my content if it's really not resonating with new audiences, which is fine. But I remember looking at this, I was creating content, I always told myself like, hey man, just stay in the game, just stay in the game. Remember, post for a year, and I told myself, just post for 3 years every day and see what happens. No expectations. Don't ask anybody for anything. Or not, don't ask anybody for anything, but don't expect people to follow you. Don't expect people to buy your program or to want to hire you or to want to sign up with what you're doing or to be interested in your offer. Just keep posting, understand the level of frequency you're trying to speak it to, and understand the depth of the message you're trying to convey, and just be consistent with it. But during that 30 to 45 day period where I was creating content and I was at like 300 to 400 views, it was discouraging. I get it. So I'm not saying like, you're a fucking idiot and you're fucking stupid and how could you let yourself get wrapped up emotionally in this? No, I totally understand. During that period, I was like, fuck man, this is hard. Like my content just doesn't seem to be resonating with anybody. I kept going though. I kept going because I said, remember, a year, and I told myself, no, let's do this for 3 years. And now it's 5 years. And it's always going to be like 10, 15. I'm going to be like 80, being like 25 years from now, I can't expect anything. I just kept telling myself to stay the course, and things got better. Views started ramping up. On average, I get from 500 to 700 views per video, and the last little bit, I've had multiple videos hit 1,000, 2,000, even 3,000, which for me is amazing, consistently, and get shared a lot, and get shared by the right people to the right people. So the new followers that are coming in, I see they're aligned, they're in similar industries, they're interested in marketing and spirituality and psychology and energetics and God and faith and Christianity. Like those are the kind of people that I want to talk to. And so if I looked at that dip, and again, it's a short period of time, it's not too much of a dip, and what I'm coming into right now, again, money's not raining down on me yet in the 3D. Energetically it is, if you understand. But the point is that if I took that feedback, sorry if you hear the loud honks, I'm in Vietnam right now. It's a noisy country. Great, I'm really enjoying it. The food's amazing, and it's awesome being in Da Nang on the beach, but it can be very noisy at times. There's no stoplights either. Or stop signs, sorry. In a lot of intersections, it's just like, look, honk, go. So that's what the noise is in the background. But if I took that feedback from my views and my stats to stop going, to understand that my content just wasn't good and I need to stop and do something else, or maybe this isn't worth it and blah, 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 then I wouldn't have attracted the two offers for marketing from the 7-figure brands. Like those came after that valley, and I can't wait to see how it continues to grow. The YouTube videos I'm posting, they're like on average like 10 to 50 views. That's not the point. What I'm trying to do is build long-form content with short-form content so people who like my short-form, like my Instagram, want to learn more, get here, and this nurtures them on a deeper level. And so this is the last thing I'll say before I sign off, is that think about marketing like dating. When you want it too badly, when you think everything needs to be this crazy home run, you meet a girl and you think she's just going to go home with you the first time you met her, and it's going to be this crazy thing, and you're just going to get married the next day. Like, obviously nobody thinks like that. It's fucking ridiculous. And me saying that sounds insane to most people. So why would you expect your content to work the same way? Unless you have an established brand with lots of followers, they're very loyal to you, and you've been consistently working on long-term branding with your content. So you're not just trying to do like quick bullshit hacks and tips, and you're actually very conscientious about who you're trying to attract for the long run in order to align with the offers you have and the difference you want to make in the world. Cool. You might be able to see a lot quicker. You're probably going to be able to see quicker results. However, if you aren't seeing the results you want, expecting it to turn around tomorrow or to make tons of money tomorrow is just not the case. Now, if you're running ads, yes, you will see increased success, because that is the point of ads. Ads are direct response in order to get them to either follow you, DM you, sign up, go to your landing page, whatever. And the reason why organic content drives down the cost of ads, again, this is called building a content ecosystem. Long form, short form, ads work in this amazing unison to produce the best results in the long term and the short term. The reason why organic content helps ad costs go down is because when people click on the ad, when people want to see who you are and what the fuck this person's talking about, they go to your content and they go, oh, wow, this message is actually pretty cool. Oh, I'll follow this person. Oh, I'm interested in what this person has to say. So if they don't buy right away, you have an awesome opportunity to nurture them in the long run and actually turn them into clients if they don't buy right away. So think about it like dating. The more you want it, the more badly you attach to it, and the more you need it, the more you push it away. Women aren't attracted to needy men. Needy men, if you didn't hear me say that properly, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, that wasn't English, I don't think. Women aren't attracted to needy men. And the more you need something from them, the more you attach to the result and you start to tighten your grip on the steering wheel, the more it escapes you, right? I remember I used to have this newspaper clipping above my bed when I was a kid. And it was about the 2010 NBA Finals. The Lakers played the Celtics. Game 7. Kobe shot 6 of 24 from the field. If you don't know basketball, that's fucking horrific. And his quote was, sometimes when you want it too badly, it starts to slip away from you. Because you start forcing things. You force shots. Your head's not in the game. You're not centered. You miss opportunities because you're just not fully present. And you're in your own head about why it's not going the way you want to. When instead, if you're able to center yourself and get in your body and move with the rhythm of the current that life is giving you, and move with the rhythm of the current of the game, of your content flow, of how you want to market yourself, of how you want to express yourself, your unique strengths, what you want to say, what's going on in the world, what the state of the market is. It's so much easier if you stop resisting and stop trying to fight and instead allow yourself to create from a place of expression instead of this tight, rigid, I need this to work place. Stop forcing shots. Stop trying to get results every single time you post. Stop trying to make every piece of content a hit. And start getting your message out there in a way that comes from you genuinely expressing who you are, and what you know will lead to a massive transformation in the people you're serving. Whether it's just content or your actual clients, focus on shifting their perspective. Focus on providing paradigm shifts that massively benefit them. People will feel that and they will want to come to you. It'll be so much more attractive and magnetic when you detach from the outcome and you build a message and brand that people want to be around, that they want to watch, instead of you needing them to do stuff and trying to get them to act in a certain way. Otherwise, you're going to quit, and otherwise you're going to change a strategy because you need money or you need views or you need to go viral. That's just going to fuck you up, and it's going to make you come across as super needy. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll talk to you guys next week. I'll be in Thailand, I think, and or maybe later in the week. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'm going back to Canada for Christmas. So in December and January, you will see me in the cold. Peace out. Talk later.